Hey guys, welcome back to my another episode. Today, let's talk about Mercury Retrograde. My good friend actually texted me today and he's worrying about the job interview her husband will have. And I told him that, like, why are you worried? Don't worry about it. And he goes, well, it's gonna be Mercury Retrograde season. And I told him that, don't worry, this one will be really nice one. And this one is kind of exciting one. And he goes, oh my God, how come? So we had a whole conversation about it. And I decided to make this video to share with everyone. So first, Mercury retrograde has a famous saying that don't make any decision, don't buy anything. Yes, it is for general rule of Mercury retrograde season, but why? Because Mercury is governs our how we think, how we speak, and connect our emotions and imagination into our verbal conversation or writings and paintings and musical expression, etc. as well. So Mercury in tarot is in the Magician card. And the Magician card, in my opinion, is one of the most important factor in our life. And I talk about this a lot in my teachings and my readings. Maybe I will bring another The Magician special video in the future. And also adding to the understanding about the magician or the Mercury in the mythology. Mercury is the traveling between heavens and earth and bringing all the messages and also traveling between dimensions as well. So I believe that Mercury is the troubling our nervous system and especially like a vagus nerve and between all the chakras we have in our body system to help us to communicate ourselves better. So that's why Mercury is governing how we think, how we express our emotions and imagination into the either verbal communication or even writing and painting and bringing the beautiful music as well. And this is why when we have a too much going on, especially too much thought going on, we have nervousness breaks down. Like I'm not really surprised that lots of astrologers actually believe that Mercury governs our nervous system as well. And again, so Mercury in each one of us actually plays like the magician, has everything. So when you look at the magician card, magician has everything, cups and pentacles and swords and like wands. So once again, Mercury, the messenger, the magician, is helping us to traveling in our body and between dimensions to help us to achieve our life goals and finding purpose into our life. And also Mercury retrograde 3 to 4 times a year is actually blessing. Think about it. Why so many times, right? It's actually, this is really karmic time. We should revisiting some situation we are in. And I want to actually show you how Mercury travels in the solar system. Because when I try to communicate with my client or friends and family, and they just see Mercury retrograde is happening random season, random time, just 3 to 4 times a year, but everything is mathematical because astrology is a cycle within cycle. So this is Mercury bends between Earth. So each turn is the retrograde we're having. Everything seems random, but when you see full orbiting through the solar system, Mercury makes beautiful mandala. This is a pattern, eh? So this is a quite something. And especially this particular Mercury retrograde is happening between September 9 to October 12. It's very positive one, as I mentioned that. It's a very exciting one, actually. It's because of the Mercury is traveling between two different signs. And when Mercury is in the Virgo, when Mercury is in Libra, they place such a different energy. And let's look into how it will unfold. Okay, so we are actually heading in this time, September 10. So Mercury is already made a travel throughout Virgo and now in Libra, and September 9, 10, depending on where you are at, is entering this placement. So now Mercury will go into the backward, the retrograde motion, and then let's look at into the what is the energy in here. So when Mercury retrograde in Libra, the seventh house of the all relationship, including close and open enemy area, and signed a contract, that area may bring changes in the plan, shift in the contract, terms and condition, things like that for sure. But Libra is such a social sign, so you might find the solutions and negotiation for win-win situation. So let's actually look at the moment of the retrograde chart. Okay, so this is the moment of the retrograde, and we have Chiron and Jupiter in sign of Aries opposing Mercury in here. So it's almost like the energy in Chiron saying that to Mercury, hey, magician, you missed me. You didn't visit me, so you have to revisit me to deal with me. You misunderstood me or you didn't really look that at me, so let's work together. And Mercury in Libra is very fair, very balanced, very social, right? So the Mercury has a chance to revisit that area as well. And also, Aries and Libra is the relationship axis. So whatever relationship you had before, it can be your childhood trauma or your fear to something or misunderstanding, fight between you and your ex, whatever the case, all the relationship issue will comes out as a surface. But this is a really good time because Libra will most probably give you second chance to the other party, or the other person will give you the second chance to work with it. And also Mercury is willing to clean up the mess the Chiron and Jupiter made, because that's the nature of the relationship between Aries and Libra. So Aries usually to action head start because this is the first sign in the zodiac. It's just like an infant baby. They just go and experience whatever they want. And then when it comes to the polar opposite, the Libra comes and clean up all the mess. And the fair reconnection energy will reveal lots of new informations that you might miss in the past to help you to heal, to find as much as midpoint or negotiation during Mercury stays in the Libra. Let's go back to my drawing. So when Mercury travels here and finally crossing over sign of Virgo, and the energy will be really, really different because Mercury in Libra, Mercury in Virgo is completely different. So the energy will be shift, and this time will be really important because Mercury will experience this degree in the retrograde motion and then coming here and then direct motion. And let's go back to the chart again. Okay, so let's talk about when Mercury is in Virgo. So Virgo is governs our sixth house of everyday routine, service oriented, governs our doctors and nurses and healthcare, what we do every day, and also very neat and clean and very narrow focused, detail oriented sign. And Mercury is actually on home sign. So Mercury being in Virgo is very, very happy. So whatever you work, whatever Mercury was in Libra, whatever the negotiation, the finding midpoint, giving the other relationship, other party to give the second chance, or the second party is giving you a second chance. Whatever the case, you are working very fairly, and now Mercury is working on the finalized detail. And Mercury is a very, very, very happy, and it is bringing the more practical solution being in here. And not only that, we talked about Chiron and Jupiter in Aries, and that was opposing. It's almost like a giving signal to Mercury to work with us, right? So Chiron is actually ruled by Virgo. So Virgo understand what Chiron is talking about. So Mercury is the messenger, brought the really fair decision into the Virgo. So now Mercury is finalizing for the practical decision. During this time, Pluto is actually trining this Mercury because they are in same Earth sign, giving boost the transformational energy to approaching the old problems and issues we have in the relationship area. It probably feels like the resolution the Mercury is working on is very innovative and very big of the energy. And not only that, Uranus is in sign of Taurus, is also trining Mercury. So you might have a sudden breakthrough during Mercury in sign of Virgo. Let's go back to my drawing board. So as I mentioned that Mercury here is very happy. And not only that, Pluto is giving transformational energy and Uranus is supporting that sudden breakthrough. And when Mercury goes to direct direction, and when Mercury cross over this line, and this is actually 0° Libra, which is the world axis, as I mentioned that, right? So when something, any planets crossing over 0° Aries or 0° Libra, this is the world axis. Either you announce something very new to the world or initiate something in the sign of Aries as well. So in this point is really, really interesting. Not only the world will have some kind of a resolution, and at the moment of the 0°, Mercury will conjunct with the sun. And this is really, really, really interesting energy because Mercury never ever goes away from the sun in the zodiac system. So when Mercury is close to sun, it works the magic fullest capacity. And when Mercury and sun conjuncting, we call that in astrology Kazimi. So this is the cosmic downloading time for all of us. So some kind of downloading will happen to all of us in the relationship area, healing the trauma from the Chiron. Everything is really karmic. So this Mercury retrograde, especially, is so beautiful. I love it. I cannot wait to work with this energy and hope this video will help you to clarify these messages for you guys. And those are my messages. And leave me comment if you have any question. And also, if you're living in Canada, Canadian chart is very activated. So I'm really excited about what's gonna happen to Canada as a nation as well. And please follow my channel and send me messages so that I can make more fun video and forecast on astrological alignment. Until then, bye for now.